right? I think that's mostly a function get new ship. And having said that the immediate result is going to be something going haywire. Because it wouldn't be one of my streams without something exceedingly stupid happening. Anyway, Thunder with... Go away, pig. Thunder with some war in it occasionally, one would say. There it is. There is the thunder, and there is the war in the thunder. I'm so smart. Anyway, wait. Alright, don't worry about it. It's fine. It's utterly fine, honestly. I think you people should stop worrying about it and just give me all your money. Which you can do, of course, even though I'm not monetized. You can do so by putting me in your will. Johnny Fantano at johnnysomali.com, by the way, that's my address. Yes, it's an internet address. Don't be don't be scammer-phobic. And then just jump off a bridge. Clarification, don't actually do that. If you're feeling suicidal, please reach out to somebody. But put me in your will first. Make sure to do that. And make sure when your family asks what's going on, you don't actually tell them and keep lying to them instead of giving them a straight answer. That's definitely gonna make it seem not sketchy. I promise you. I have nothing else intelligent to say, so I'll get on with the grind. I've played a little yesterday, and by a little I mean 12,000 points, which realistically is only about 6 or 7 games, and I don't feel like playing more. Nonetheless, I have no choice in the matter, as I do want the F-106, and I'm not planning on paying for it. Because I am a cheap bastard. I am a cheap bastard. I'm a bastard that is cheap, as they say. Let us choose which of the same 3 fucking maps, by the way, I'm going to play on. Surely this will be a deep and detailed choice that will be interesting. I'll have a lot of fun playing on a different fucking map than, just the normal one, because why not? I really wish people would play on anything other than fucking Denmark, by the way, and occasionally Afghanistan if you're feeling very slightly interesting. And Tunisia, of course, can't forget that. Honestly, there's not that many good maps in the game. Really, the only one that's actually interesting is Rocky Canyon, and that's just because it's an interesting fight. What can I say? Incompatible mission parameters, are they? Very strange indeed. Who knows why? Anyway, so maybe, theoretically, can't write anything in this. Oh, I can. Oh, I can write in there. There you go. So funny. Oh, hi. How you doing? I'm very funny, as you can clearly tell. Stupid Johnny. Stupid motherfucker. Stupid as shit, dog. Well, I'm pretty okay. I'm trying to grind out. I've been keeping up with my F-106 grind. Unfortunately, I feel immensely dumber for it. Matter of fact, I'm pretty sure I lost some part of myself, my humanity, and also probably my prefrontal cortex during the game. Including the fact that playing top tier currently is a nightmare, mainly because the players are just very interesting. It's rare that I get team killed 3 times in a row, I should note. Also, if the echo is really bad, please do tell. Anyways, you don't really see that too often. Not 3 times that I got team killed. No. 3 times in a row by a friendly. It's amazing. I've never seen it happen before. Oh, well, I can't say I got team killed 4 times, but I can believe it, yeah. Well, I don't know what's gotten into the players. I guess just the fact that everybody who has it wants the F-106 because, well, I will admit the F-106 is one of the coolest planes in the world, and I personally love it a lot. In case you didn't know that the F-106 is kind of one of the planes that really got me into aircraft to begin with. It's just such a cool tech fest that was basically a decade to 2 decades ahead, excuse me, of everything anybody else has, which is also why I'm so pumped to see it in War Thunder. Although, again, as I've said, the battle rating is insane. There is no reason why a Mach 2 capable aircraft with four eh, okay to goodish missiles should be fighting strictly subsonic aircraft that at times don't have anything other than their guns to defend themselves with. And unlike the F-104, that could take the F-1 is the yes, pretty much exclusively, except you have to note the F-106 is highly maneuverable. It can outmaneuver most missiles, and again, it's higher and flies faster than anything else functionally. Even an F-104 is gonna have trouble keeping up with the thing. There's just not that much of any plane can do against the F-106. It can, if played well, completely dictate the terms of engagement. Couple that with the fact that the F-104s at best have what, A9Js, two of them, and some shitty countermeasures. Meanwhile, the F-106 has four missiles and excellent speed alongside a good gun, and can also pull a lot more than the F-104. That's not a fair fight. That is nowhere near a fair fight. That is very much abuse, effectively. I'm not going to say abuse. Abuse carries certain connotations to it, but for a battle rating where you already have a strong delineation between planes that are good and planes that are hot dog shit, like 9.3, where you have the MiG-19, which can just have infinite energy, or the F-104, which is so fast literally nothing can catch it. Well, okay, it's somewhat reasonable. I do have to admit, the Elite was very good at the battle rating it had been, because it has four good missiles at a battle rating where most people don't have flares. Like it's the problem, and it's why I think it's so psychotic to bring the F-106 at 9.3. Like, yeah, it's a good aircraft, but that's the problem. It's better to have one doo-doo stinky aircraft than one aircraft that completely dominates the matchmaker and the game basically becomes, have you chosen the correct plane to fly in this mission, or are you gonna fucking die with no ability to respond in any meaningful fashion? That isn't interesting. I'll be real with you, Chief. That is not an interesting gameplay choice. If I have a choice between play a plane in which you get skull fucked or play the plane that skull fucks people, that's not a very compelling choice. One of the main reasons why War Thunder is so interesting is that in a lot of planes, even if you are in a worse aircraft, if you play it well, you at least have a chance of doing something. The issue with planes like the F-104 and even more so the F-106 is because they so completely dictate the terms of engagement, there is no counterplay. The only counterplay is to play the same fucking plane or another shitfuck that is broadly similar. And the fact is, I know why they're doing this. Because if they put it at 9.0, at 9.7, or 10.0, people wouldn't be grinding as much for it. And Gaijin ultimately wants people to grind for it, to pay for it at the end of the day. At the end of the day, just get something out of it because it gives them more money. The issue is that's just such a stinky way of monetizing the game. Having a blatantly overpowered event vehicle that you'll course correct in 2 or 3 months once everybody's played it and nobody cares that much about it. It just doesn't it rubs me the wrong way for something like that. It's just such a nasty way of doing it. That's my expectation. Listen, the problem with the F-106 is that it's kinda, yeah, basically. The issue is just again, it's the same as the F-14, except the F-14 was in a matchmaker where most people did not have Fox 3s, and it was faster and could dictate the terms of engagement. There is no counterplay against a Fox 3 player other than notching and re-engaging, and for a long time people didn't know how to notch. But the thing is, what the hell are you doing, Suchi? The thing is, these are not interesting planes to fly. They're not interesting planes to fight against. They're just annoying because it just becomes a question of, hey, I got the better plane. And it's really scummy to prey on people who want an overpowered, amazing vehicle so that they pay you money, hopefully, and then to go and put it in a more reasonable BR. Because firstly, it's inconsiderate to the people that have grinded the thing, that have invested time under the impression that it's going to be some kind of meta-defining excellent aircraft. But then on the other hand, it's also hurting the people who haven't grinded it, who haven't grinded it because it's basically punishing them for not playing the quote unquote correct plane. And then once you move it up, you obviously piss people off who did grind it, and you don't really make the people who got fucked by it feel any better. It's a scummy and frankly a bit disingenuous, and I don't think that's a good thing, and I don't think that's good for the health of the game overall long term. I'd be much happier if the F-106 was a gimmick plane than if it was the best plane in the BR that can just do whatever it wants and doesn't care about anything. Also, I don't think I'm getting into a game here. I'd be a lot happier if it was just an okay aircraft other than the best aircraft because there's a big difference between having an okay aircraft and having an aircraft that completely dominates the BR. One is a much bigger issue than the other. It's why I'm against planes like the F-104 or the MiG-19. People say, well, if it went to 9.7 or 10.0, it would be incompatible. Yeah, should have been a tech tree plane. Kinda. It's very much a niche vehicle, and if it was at the correct BR it should be in, then it would kind of fall into the same role as the F-89B or D. Fast, yes, but kind of gimmicky planes. I don't really see it in the tech trick fitting particularly well. But it's better to have one kind of stinky plane than to have one plane that is just objectively better than everything else, where the game just becomes a question of who's got the correct plane. It's just not fun ultimately, and it's not good for the game. And I wish Gaijin would recognize that and listen and not do stuff like that anymore, and recognize that it's not good for anyone to play like that. It's not good for the immediate gameplay. It's not good for getting people interested because if you leave somebody with a bitter taste in their mouth for an event, they're probably not gonna grind another event. But then conversely, if you make something overpowered, anybody who doesn't grind the event is gonna feel like they're being punished for not playing the event, which in some level they are. So it's not light. It's just a hee hee ha ha, let's go in and have fun with it. I don't know. It's just I have a lot of opinions on it. I have a lot of opinions on it, and it it's just annoying to see Gaijin not really looking to meaningfully improve the game, just fucking people over because they want a quick buck. That's not gonna end well. Also, give me a minute. I need to go. Alrighty, I'm back. I'm back. I'm back, baby. 9.3 is gonna be infested. Yeah, Yeah, kinda. I can. That's the issue as well. If you make a super overpowered plane that just does everything better than everybody else, well, nobody's gonna play the bad planes. Everybody's gonna try to play the good planes, and what are you getting by that? What's gonna be the end result of that? Nobody gets into a game. Fucking great. Or you can have this shitfest that is top tier, where it's mixed battles and everybody's flying against everybody else, which kind of better, but then again, that diminishes the point of different nations. Certain nations are better than others, and an interesting part of that dynamic is the fact that certain nations have different planes that are specialized in different things. I don't actually know what BR is the Votour 2N from Israel. Is it the same BR as the Votour in the French tech tree? No, it's 9.0. 9.0? Why is it 9.0? 2N variant. Does it get radar missiles? No, it gets Shafir 4s. Sorry, just a lot going on right now. That's very stupid. Why does it... Yeah. Yeah, it's the Shafir... it's not even the Shafir 2, it's the Shafir 1. I can't see where it's suspended either. Is it internally suspended? No. Oh, there they are. I don't know why. That's very silly. That is very stupid. The the Vautour in the French tech tree, if you look at it, there you go, it's 8.3 and it's got not great missiles, but it's got 4 Matra 511s, which are 12G missiles that have semi-active radar homing, so they're a lot more useful because you can fire them off bore, giving them a lot more maneuverability even if they aren't particularly maneuverable in flight. Hell, let's get the fuck away from me. I don't know why that thing's 9.0. As far as I can tell, it's just Gaijin's balancing, apparently. I can't possibly imagine why. It's not like it's a good plane. But it's an okay plane, especially in Sim, but it's psychotic to be 9.0. Like, I mean, realistically, just take that for an example. So according to Gaijin, the F-106 is only zero point 0.3, it's only marginally better than the Vautour 2N. How does that work? What's the counterplay with the Vautour 2N exactly? What do you do? How do you play against the F-104, excuse me, F-106 in the Shafir? How does that work? How do you play against them then? Hmm? The answer is you don't. There is no counterplay against that. Yeah, it. I mean, it's psychotic. It's genuinely the balancing choices in this game seem like they're just made up pretty much arbitrarily. They're not made arbitrarily, to be clear, but they may as well be for all functional purposes and reasons. I'm just gonna go into this game at this point. I'm done. Anyway, they may as well be arbitrary because it just doesn't make any sense. Why? I get Gaijin wanting to balance based on player stats. Now, a lot of people have spoken rightly that player statistics, internal player statistics, shouldn't be what determines the battle rating of an aircraft. And I broadly agree with that, but you need to understand as well certain aircraft are harder to play than others. Sure, an excellently played, like, I know, pure energy fighter might be better than just a turn fighter. So it should be a higher BR. But most players aren't gonna play it as well as somebody who's experienced with it. And basically that brings up the question of If you are balancing exclusively by the vehicle, then do you balance for player skill? If you have a vehicle that is extremely overpowered if played in a very specific fashion, but is broadly awful if it isn't, then how do you actually go about, you know, balancing it? Do you balance for the lowest common denominator for the common player? Well, if so, then it's probably going to be terribly under-tiered, isn't it? It's going to absolutely stomp if an experienced player is playing it. But then on the other end, if it's... Oh god, it's all F-111s. Oh no. God kill me. But then if it isn't, if it's balanced for the top tier players, the not top tier as in the BR, top tier as in extremely good players, well then at that point, you're gonna make it nearly unplayable for the players who aren't as experienced with the vehicle, so nobody else is gonna play it. I'm wiping the floor with the Vectors in the AE, but yeah, I mean, it's just an objectively better plane. But like, that involves the question, how do you balance the game? Do you take some middle approach? That's part of what I think they're trying to accomplish by using player statistics. The issue is Gaijin pretty much only uses player statistics and their own, basically whatever they feel like, to determine battle ratings. That's it. There's nothing more to it. And so you just get ridiculous matchups in which one aircraft is just better and the other just can't do anything. And that's not fun. It's why I think BRD compression. I also wish World War came back because, well, first it's just an interesting scenario actually having the games matter in any meaningful capacity beyond just how much LSL do you get? Yeah. Oh no, historically accurate BRs are a terrible idea, but just at least for the game for World War, so a specific game mode, it's fine, works. For like actual full historical BRs, like some people in the forums like to argue for, that's a uniquely terrible idea. Um, you know, my honest opinion is quite milk toast. It's that the defining factor should be a vehicle's capability in the hands of both an okay and a good player, averaged out. There's obviously going to be some finesse to it, but I don't think that's a particularly controversial statement to make. I don't think historically accurate BRs should be used unless it's a World War mode or it's some specific situation. Because, for instance, air deployable or air droppable tanks, light tanks in the game, often are just worse than the equivalent. Or some nations' vehicles are just objectively worse. For instance, the Ariete is objectively a worse choice if you're trying to play top tier air RB, top tier ground RB. Excuse me. You're probably not going to be. I'm talking about the Italian top tier tank, not about the plane. Like that's a worse plane, so why does Italy use a worse tank? So why does Italy use the Ariete? Well, partially it's because having a domestic tank industry is incredibly valuable. There are real-world political concerns that don't map into the game. Because, well, I mean, you don't have to build and supply a real-life army in War Thunder. That's kind of the main point why the game is fun. Uh, but it's also because it's fitted to Italy's specific terrain and needs. It's a lot lighter than most NATO battle tanks because the environment in which Italy is likely to be fighting is a lot different than the mostly flat fields of the Fulda Gap, for which most Western MBTs are designed. Yeah, this is also basically the first event I gave anything about, any care about as well. It's not that much to do, really. Most of the events kind of just meh. They're not terrible, I should get note, but could be better. Now I think I found something. Yeah, I found somebody. He didn't find me though, dumbass. Okay. That MiG-23 is really just ripping it, eh? As far as I know, no, it's just a normal tech tree vehicle. Well, it's an event vehicle, but well, it's just a normal event vehicle. It doesn't have anything special to it. It's gonna be a pretty good vehicle to grind the higher tiers, because obviously you don't need to, grind the entire US tech tree to play it. And so I think for a lot of players, that's also going to be a problem for Gaijin to balance the F-106, because you're going to have a lot of players who aren't experienced and don't know what it's like to fly past jets getting their hands on the F-106, and then, I think the win rates might be reflective of that. Which I think might be part of the reason why Gaijins have decided to put it in 9.3. Maybe it's the fear that if it's any higher, yeah, wait, be fine. Basically, it's maybe the fear that this inflow of players who just don't know how to play the aircraft already got. Oh, good on you. I don't. I haven't really played the US Tech Tree, but really just because I don't care that much. I'm more interested in French aviation. But, I think it's still going to be fun just because I like the F-106 personally. Um, so I think that's at least part. I'm not going to say that's the entire reason, because let's be real, it's clearly not the entire reason why the US, why the, that's a bullet. Why did I might be stupid. Might be stupid, yeah. What the fuck is that thing rolling black smoke? Oh, it's an F-111. Oh, it's an F-111. Ah, would you look at that? That is an F-111, right? Yes. F-111, yep. I guess that is how you say it in English. I didn't ever think about that. Fucking cut. Leave me the fuck alone, you goddamn plane motherfucker. Jesus Christ. Oh lord. Um, but that kind of goes into the balancing. Like, if the F-106 is kind of a difficult vehicle to use effectively, because the missiles are going to be quite funny, then how do you balance for it? Like, if you're going to have a large quantity of new or newish players using it, then how do you balance? Do you balance for them? Do you balance for somebody else? Do you balance for the average player? Because, if a lot of players who don't know how to play fast jets get their hands on the missiles, look kind of like AGM. That is because the AIM 54 is a direct descendant of the AIM 4. It goes AIM 4, AIM 26, which is a larger nuclear Falcon, so it's just a larger body version of the Falcon, into AIM 47, which is what the Oxcart, the SR-71 military version, carried as active radar missiles, and then that missile is further refined into the AIM-54 Phoenix. So there you go. The AIM-4 is a small version, or well, it's a predecessor, direct predecessor to the AIM-54. And it's been used because that's the missile that the US Air Force used, and that's the missile it decided to arm its interceptors with. And the F-14 Tomcat is a naval carrier-borne. Yes, the Mavericks, as far as I know, that is a related but separate development. But specifically for the missiles, air-to-air family of missiles, that was the Tomcat is first and foremost an interceptor. It's not meant to be necessarily a fighter. It was used as a fighter and it's capable of being one, but it's not intended to be one. And that's basically what the missiles it was designed to and equipped to use are, because that's just what the US considers all interceptors to normally use, that specific missile. Actually, the AIM-4's development story is very interesting. I'd recommend if you're interested in the AIM-4 missile to go watch a video from a channel called Not a Pound to Air for Air to Ground. So that's the name of the YouTube channel. He's got an interesting video on the AIM-4, which goes into both its development and operational use. Brief operational use, I should know. Really gives a new perspective on why the missile is the way it is. And, I think there's two kinds of people playing War Thunder. The people who play War Thunder because it's a fun game, and the planes may as well be made up. The kind of same people who would have played it if it's mechs instead. And then there's the people who are actually interested in the military vehicles themselves, like specifically the military vehicles, not necessarily the gameplay. I'm interested in the F-106 not because I think it's going to be some OP Omega good fighter that's going to beat everybody completely. Not doing too well, eh? This is gonna destroy everyone and that's gonna fuck everybody's ass. But because I like the F-106 on a personal level, I find it an incredibly interesting aircraft, and its story to be also insanely interesting. I think it's the weight imbalance that's causing me to rock that heavily to the right. I think it is, anyhow. I'm carrying a bomb on this pylon. I don't think you can see it. I'm carrying a missile on this pylon here. I presume they are not of equal length, or weight, rather. I'm pretty sure the missile's actually longer, but it's also significantly lighter. Also, why is the map, forgotten name, always breaking my inbounds? Uh-huh. Yeah, I also think... Is it Sinai? It's one of the maps. Basically, the thing for that is... War Thunder's maps, like most maps in video games, oh, this is where me having developed an actual game is going to come in handy. So, okay, the way games treat static objects, map elements, is they usually don't update physics on them unless they're interacted with via collision and such. These are called static objects if you're interested in video games. Uh, that's also what War Thunder's terrain is. It only interacts, for instance, with the player when the player interacts with it. Otherwise, it's not computing anything. The computing power is freed up for more useful things. Um, Specifically, War Thunder's maps use a terrain system where the specific terrain of the vehicle is used, and how that works. Usually, not a guarantee, but usually. Missiles away. Said missiles away. Direct hit. Maybe don't head on a Matra 530, buddy. Anyway, next question. What was I about to say? Yes. The way War Thunder does its maps is that each terrain type has specific features that it interacts with planes with. And there's broadly two, at least for planes, on plane maps. There is runway material and then there is ground. And how runway material works is that it allows a plane going a certain velocity, or rather under a certain velocity threshold, to not automatically explode when it comes into contact with it. Normal terrain doesn't do that. Normal terrain, if you're going anything but very slow speed, will automatically destroy you because the collision physics are set up so that it deals damage at basically any meaningful airspeed. The result of that is that if you, for instance, mislabel the terrain, which they have on, I think, one specific map that they renovated, they call it renovation, I call it fucking over. Um, if you specifically fuck up the terrain on that map, the result is gonna be that anybody trying to land on the airfield or just take off too quickly is going to explode because the collision physics are presuming that the terrain is the quote-unquote normal terrain and not airfield terrain. So that's, as far as I understand, the technical explanation as to why it's done. On the map painting tool that you can actually download if you want, you can make custom maps with War Thunder. They, as far as I understand, painted the wrong type of terrain on where the airfield is supposed to be, although the airfield itself is a static terrain object, so it probably has its own inbuilt terrain, but for whatever reason, the airfield terrain failed, basically, in its job, and is now colliding as if it was not airfield terrain, it was just any other terrain piece in the game, which leads you to explode. War Thunder is a really funny example. Pretty much all games that are developed for any meaningful amount of time have this problem, but War Thunder has a lot of this problem, and it's spaghetti code, really. Spaghetti code usually is just used colloquially to refer to just any untidy code. And don't get me wrong, that's certainly, at least in some part, true. I wouldn't call War Thunder's code, even the modern code, well written. Not that I've seen it, but I presume it's not particularly amazing, because Gaijin is not very good at developing the game. But the issue is, War Thunder is an old game running on an even older engine. The number of different people who have all contributed to that and done everything about that is probably quite high. You know, there's probably been dozens, if not hundreds, of developers who have all, in some way, directly or indirectly, contributed to War Thunder over a decade plus. Which, keep in mind, War Thunder itself, not even the base engine that it was designed for, the Dagor engine, just War Thunder itself is a decade plus old game. Developers near certainly have come and gone. That means that, you know, you end up with very silly situations where you basically have code written by multiple different people, none of whom were probably communicating particularly with each other, and certainly many of whom are not actively communicating with each other today, leading to basically hell on earth. Until, oh, good on you, good on you. But, you know, you basically end up with multiple people multiple people's work being discordant and not really having a way of solving that problem, for lack of a better word. And it's kind of funny. Uh, that's also why I think some very long-standing bugs, like that have been in the game for years at this point, are still in the game, because to fix them would basically require rewriting the entire game. And let's be real here. For as much faith as I want to give Gaijin's developers, that ain't happening. That is, simply put, not gonna happen anytime soon. Came in, well, came in not really too hot, just came in too steep, I guess. You know, this woe is me. 2 tons of bombs and 1,000 goddamn boings. Damn. It's kind of the problem. It's kind of an inevitable problem with having any game that's been developed for this long. You're gonna run into spaghetti code as devs leave or just fucking die, and somebody has to replace them. Especially when you, like Gaijin, outsource a lot of your development work to third-party contractors because it's marginally fucking cheaper. Now, let's be real here. Gaijin will sell actual children if it's marginally cheaper for the bottom line. This is a Russian company, after all, and they are quite famously stingy. I wonder what that plane is. They should bring the equipment with aim 120. Basically what they're probably gonna do at the end of it. You know, it might be the case the Gaijin is gonna use the fact that a lot of new players are playing it is basically a defense from, hey, your game don't work, motherfucker. I hope that's a enemy, not friendly. That would be very silly. That dude seem to be an enemy that is very distinctively an enemy. Get that motherfucker! Get that motherfucking motherfucker! No, that's a... Is that MiG-23? No, that's a 10. I think the MiG-23, yep, is going kabloom. What the hell are you? What the hell are you, bitch? What the hell are you? That's a friendly, apparently. Oh, yeah, it's a Mirage F1. Okay, that's good. Are these all friendlies? I think they're all friendlies. Yes, question mark? I can't honestly tell. Yes, that's also friendly. Good, so it's all friendlies. Nice. I wonder what that MiG-23 was doing that close to us. God knows. Good gunnery on that side of the A-10 as well for nailing the fucker. Honestly, put the F-106 so interestingly, Gaijin basically explicitly said that they're gonna be adding the F2. Where the hell is F2? And that's what F2. That they're explicitly gonna be adding stealth aircraft eventually, although it's at least not gonna be this year. Honestly, I wouldn't be hopeful for at least a year's time, so late 2026 is, I think, the earliest they might decide to add some stealth aircraft. What the hell is going on here, bro? They said mid. Yeah. Basically, it's they effectively made it clear that they're going to be adding stealth aircraft, but it's probably not coming. It's definitely not coming this year. It will probably be coming at the earliest around late 2026, mid 2026 at the most, because it just doesn't make sense for them to make it put it any earlier. Although I'm very afraid of what the result of that's going to be. I do have to admit. The Avengers aircraft carrier. That is a funny joke, but it does genuinely raise some questions about what these games might actually look like and what might be their result. What are you? Identify thyself, her, lest I face my wrath. That is a enemy, apparently. Identify thyself. I will not ask again, brother. That is an SU-25. That's an SU-25. Looks a lot fucking bigger. God, what? But Gaijin never corrected itself in Warfare. Gaijin hasn't really dabbled in much stealth, to be honest with you. Where am I going? To Narnia! Ha ha ha! I'm so funny. Where's that guy falling down to? Oh, well, at least he's dead. This is probably gonna be useless. Sorry I'm not reading your chat well. I'm kind of busy here. I doubt it's gonna be useless, honestly. I mean, depending on how they add it, like... The problem with stealth in modern weapon systems is just the range is so massive, it doesn't really make sense to add them. You know, when you have a weapon so long range that its range is counted in continents, doesn't really make sense to add it to War Thunder, where the biggest maps are like 24 kilometers across. Well, I don't think 24, that's way too little, but are broadly not big in any meaningful fashion. I think that's very stupid of them to add. Stealth. Also, just the fact that there's no real counterplay against stealth aircraft. I hate my dog so much. I'm gonna... Imagine hitting miss hitting you didn't even know the plane existed. Basically, yeah, that's the problem. There is no counterplay against a stealth aircraft. You just don't see them and they can fire as many missiles at you as they want. I swear to Christ, I'm gonna die. I'm not gonna do anything to my dog, but I'm gonna tell him he's a very bad boy. Give me a minute. kinda, yeah. Okay. So they probably wouldn't be equivalent, but they'd be okay. The issue is just, what about countries that don't have stealth fighters? I mean, what about France? France is currently one of the most competitive nations in the game because the Rafale is one of the best planes in the world. It's certainly one of the best fourth gens, yeah, and the majority of countries wouldn't even have stealth aircraft. Well, actually, a lot of the tech tree nations would. The problem is just, you know, what the hell did I click? The problem is just, what do you do with nations in game that don't have a stealth aircraft? Do you just add a stealth aircraft? I mean, you could technically. Yes, a couple of them. I think the Netherlands operates a small number of F-35s, but the problem is again, oh wow, every nation gets the F-35. Wow, that's gonna be so interesting. Imagine a matchmaker in which everybody but China, Russia, and the US, including the US, are flying the same aircraft, the same singular aircraft. I don't know about you, but that doesn't sound particularly fun to me. That sounds rather terrible, actually. The Israelis, well, the F-35I is an improved version of the F-35A, I think. No, I think the best version is still gonna be the US one because it's a later model upgrade, but all of them are broadly similar. All F-35s are more or less similar. There are some differences, but by and large, they're not really meaningful. Yes, then probably they would. The Israelis obviously get first priority on a lot of US equipment because, boomers and all that, but that's just how it's gonna be, really. Can't fight it. But again, even though it's probably gonna be the best version, all F-35s are broadly comparable. It's not like one is significantly different than the other, so nothing happens. It would at best be an incredibly boring and monotonous matchmaker in which everybody is flying the same plane and everybody does the same thing. That's not interesting, sorry to tell you. That's incredibly boring. That's the best case scenario. Worst case scenario, some nations just physically can't compete because they don't have planes, and that's even worse, really. That's kind of why I'm against adding stealth aircraft to the game. They don't like the first thing, there's no counterplay if you're fighting a fourth gen aircraft, which means that it's all going to be stealth aircraft fighting stealth aircraft, and stealth aircraft fighting stealth aircraft is just a question of who's got the better AWACS system that can pick them up. In real life, there is no fight between two stealth aircraft because two stealth aircraft aren't going to find each other to begin with, by and large. You know, it's a pretty big match. A lot of people involved, eh? A lot of goddamn motherfuckers involved, eh? It's just boring. The thing is, so Sweden would Sweden? I think yes. I think they do operate, either Sweden or Finland operates the F-35. As said, everybody operates the F-35. There's really only a few nations that don't. The only major nation, for instance, that doesn't have stealth aircraft is France, and that's because they wrongfully bet that they could develop their own sixth generation fighter in combination with Spain beforehand. Pretty much everybody else is just using F-35s because the F-35 is basically the F-16 except stealthy, really, once you look at it, and also trading flight performance for broad everything capability. It's a true omni-role aircraft and a master of none. It's like when people say, "Oh, well, the Rafale outfights the F-35," which it does. In the dogfight, the F-35 usually loses. Oh yeah, but it's never gonna be in a dogfight because the F-35 is a stealth aircraft, and also the F-35 isn't made so that it can do everything. And when they haven't got fifth gens, basically France bet that they can just skip a generation of aircraft and thus skip having to pay for a generation of aircraft and just keep the at the time new Rafale. Keep in mind, both the Eurofighter and the Rafale enter service in the early 2000s. They're developed throughout the 90s. The French Navy's version only becomes operational in 2005. The Air Force's in 2003, I think. That's 20 years ago now, but back then when stealth aircraft of the fifth generation were being developed, well, that didn't make much sense. Like, that's also the same time. Like, the F-22 and the Rafale are contemporaneous aircraft. France basically bet they can just develop a sixth generation fighter instead of having to invest in a fifth generation fighter and just keep upgrading their fourth generation fighters. You also have to keep in mind this is the world of the peace dividend where the Soviet Union has died, China is seemingly friendly with the West, and the biggest problem to the world are random terrorists and mud huts. Developing a full stealth fighter that's only really useful in a near peer or peer conflict instead of just another fortune fighter isn't. I'm not gonna say it's a good idea, but it's not that insane of an idea in that world. The problem for the French nowadays is basically they've been caught with their pants down in a world that's very rapidly teetering towards the brink of World War II. And they're stuck up shit's creek without a paddle, and they don't have an F-35 or any stealth aircraft of their own to use. Because when it was time to develop fifth generation fighters, they decided that it was just not an investment worth their time and that they could just be without it and basically wait until sixth gen fighters came around if they needed to. This was the world of the peace dividend, and people have a tendency of assuming the current state of things is going to be that state of things forever. So that's your answer as to why the French never developed a fifth gen fighter. They just bet on the fact that they wouldn't need one, and increasingly that looks like a horrible fucking bet. It's like not getting car or house insurance. Yeah, sure, if your house or car never gets damaged, you would never have to pay for it, so you save a lot of money. The problem of that is the point of an insurance is to be there as an insurance if something does happen, so that you're not stuck up shit's creek without a paddle. And French did not pay insurance. They decided to go cheap, and now they're stuck with second-hand solutions. Yeah. Currently, the sixth generation fighter they're trying to develop is en route to enter service and begin mass production somewhere in the early 2030s, which is about a 10-year gap period in which the French are basically guaranteed not to have a self aircraft. Not necessarily guaranteed to not have any kind of self aircraft. If necessary, I'm sure they can get F 35s. Everybody gets F 35s, so the French probably could. The problem is just, it's understood currently that it's unlikely. And also, France is unlikely to be in a direct shooting war with Russia or China, unlike the US, so they might have time. It's really a risky gamble the French took, and it's questionable whether it will pay off in the end. But if it does, well, they might have saved a lot of money. Or you can look at it in another way and say that they were perilously uninterested in their own security. It's all a matter of perspective at the end of the day, and depending on what your perspective on fifth gen fighters is, it might be a horrendous tactical mistake or a surprisingly interesting ploy by the French. And the US already has sixth gen, they have experimental plane that might be effectively yes. Again, the French basically just bet on the fact that they didn't need a self fighter and that if they ever did need it, they would have the time to make one. It's very much up to it's very much questionable whether they will have enough time to make one. But, that's just a lot of European nations. I mean, take Britain, for instance. Britain is currently working on its own sixth generation fighter, but it didn't develop its own fifth generation fighter. Broadly because of the same reasons as France. Unlike the US, it didn't have the money and didn't really have a reason to. That's why the US beat France. 22. Maybe. Maybe, who knows? We don't know. But yeah, that's basically the bet. The Brits just realized, hey, we can just buy F-35s if we need them, and they did. And so Britain does have stealth fighters. France doesn't. They're just counting on the fact that the Rafale is probably good enough. And that's a very big bet, and it may well come to blow up in their face. Or it may not. Who knows? If there's one thing, predicting the future has always been difficult. The Eurofighter program, yes, but the Eurofighter is a fully developed aircraft, a fourth gen aircraft. I'm talking about the British sixth generation program that's in the works with Germany and Japan, interestingly enough. That thing is still very much on the payroll and is also looking to enter service a bit earlier than the French variant. Airfighter, I mean, yeah. Jesus Christ, a lot of players here. Alright, ship open. I think this match is probably going to be over in a minute. Just getting a sneaking suspicion for some reason. They're working slowly to take the Eurofighter out of service for the F-35. Basically, yes, although there are caveats to that. The F-35, as far as I understand, isn't supposed to be a one-to-one replacement of the Eurofighter. It's supposed to replace it in specific roles, like deep penetration, strike, nuclear interdiction, and reconnaissance. The roles that are really useful. As far as I know, there will still be Eurofighters in service. They're not going to be completely done away with. They're just looking to replace them in roles in which fourth generation aircraft have proven to be dangerous to operate in. For instance, they've also replaced the Harrier with the F-35B. That is a direct replacement because, well, much like the Harrier, the F-35B is just a omni-role platform capable of short takeoff and landing, and also technically vertical takeoff and landing, but in an actual military role, you never really see anybody doing a vertical takeoff and landing. Not realistically. If you need to do that, you can just get a plane. If you need something that is capable of landing, taking off and landing vertically, you just get a helicopter. The main benefit of a VTOL aircraft is the fact that it can use short takeoff and shortened runways, like, for instance, the midget carriers the British operate, which don't have the deck space and the jump ramps necessary to operate full-sided aircraft on them. So having something that can thrust vector and thusly achieve a shortened takeoff is very beneficial. That's historically how that works. It's proto-common as a method, and it's quite useful. Also, the F-35 is very much a multi-role aircraft capable of being a fighter, but also fully capable of carrying significant long-range ordnance consisting of both very advanced systems and very simple systems to a target. It trades. Didn't the US make a two-seater variant? Well, yeah, there are training variants of the F-35 as far as I know, but there are training variants of every aircraft. I think it's not a combat aircraft, or at least it isn't intended for use in combat. Also, what the hell is that thing making what can only be described as a chaff corridor on my screen? No, wrong button. this is gonna be a very chill stream, and by chill I mean not doing anything because I'm really... No, they're gonna take my base. You're gonna take my motherfucking base, dog. You're gonna... They took my base. The bitch took my base. God, this entire side of the map is infested with F-111s, isn't it? Now if I go bombing the same point for a third time in a fucking row, eh? Ah, lag, I hate it. Oh no, they're gonna steal my kill. Oh, my base, fuck off, you F-111 cunts. I hate F-111s. Kill all F-111s. Yeah, he blew up the base. I fucking hate you. I hope you would have a very bad day and stub your toe, because what I was gonna say is probably gonna get me banned. Alright, well fuck that then. Pissed off, yeah. Alright, let's go harass the people on the other side of the sea. That's funny. That's always fun. Hopefully I'm gonna find somebody eventually. Look at him, dropping 12 tons of ordnance. I fucking hate him. I hope you explode, Copper War Thunder. The Vigan goes into a flat spin very easily. Well, it is a large delta. They are prone to it. Should try flying the MiG-17 in, well, the MiG-15 and 17 in a, sim game. Those things have a terrible tendency to enter a flat spin whenever they get up to high speed. Just a quirk of having highly swept back wings and the T-tail, really. There's nobody here. Oh, I do seem to have one guy locked up, but that's about it. How the hell did you kill coastal... Oh, it's coastal artillery. I was about to say, how the fuck did your ass... Might be looking at a friendly here? I'm not sure. I'm gonna have to move in close to ID the target before I let loot on him. I don't think it's him, but it could be him, and I don't enjoy that fact. I would say stay the fuck away. Oh no, it is a MiG-25 as far as I can go. Yes, it is. Fire the missile, for fuck's sake. Fire the missile. Is it gonna have time to pull in? I'm not sure it's gonna have time to pull in. It's not gonna have time to pull in. Fuck's sake, where's he gone? Up there. What the hell are you doing, for fuck's sake? Hit! Oh, good, thank you. I killed Obama. I killed Obama. I killed Obama bin Laden. love calling Cobras in P36. Oh, well, good on you. Well, it is called the Aero Cobra. You fucking hope it would work like that. Oh yeah, maybe we got that good high rolling gaming. Why, gentlemen, is there a stinky dinky guy here, and am I gonna get touched by him? Fuck off, Roland. I hate you too, bitch. That's it. That SU-25 might be coming from a booty. Don't blame him, though. Where the hell? C1. Where's C1? That's C1. What the fuck are you doing there? Turning for landing. Also, if you have problems with entering flat spins, try to use your rudder. It can be very important in stabilizing the aircraft. And it can be very important in getting out of a stall, well, a flat spin at least. Also, the number of people who really just don't fly above 3,000 meters in this game is quite strange to me. Like, why? There's something inherently bad about flying that high? I mean, sure, you kind of skyline yourself, but realistically, you're going to be doing that anyway, especially if you're in a cap, so... What do you actually... Almost no Israeli plane gets into flat spins easily. Well, that's good. Might have to do with the fact that a lot of them are either very stable platforms, or have fly-by-wire, which tends to keep you from spinning out. I don't actually know, though. The Mirage F1, when it does an extremely... Oh, only maybe the Kafir. Oh, I don't know. Specifically, the Mirage F1, for instance, can get into a flat spin relatively easily in a extreme high G turn if you are going about Mach plus, or maybe Mach 0.8 plus. At that point, you do need to be careful, because if you don't correct it easily enough, you can put yourself into a flat spin when getting into a dive, as long as you're rolling over. But that basically means any aircraft can do that, so it's not really unique to the Mirage F1. No. You know, when you're doing this effectively, if you're not careful, you can easily put yourself into a flat spin. Thankfully, though, the Mirage F1 especially is a very conventional, very stable aircraft, so it's not particularly difficult to use. I like it a lot. It's a very comfy plane to fly, I guess, for lack of a better word. It's in a comfy DR. The CT model has good avionics and a good radar system. It's got an okay weapon. I have a love-hate relationship. I think everybody does. I mean, it's a game with so much potential that's frankly squandered by incompetent development. Or not really squandered by incompetent development, just the devs don't care to make it the best game they can, they just care to milk as much out of it as they physically can. But then you have to love it, because there's really not another game in the market that does anything similar, especially for aircraft. I mean, you have games like Ace Combat, which I also love as a series, but Ace Combat is a lot more arcadey and a lot less technically complex. Doesn't mean there isn't a lot of depth to it, but if you're trying to have something more slower paced and a bit more quote-unquote realistic, kinda doesn't scratch that same itch. Then you have obviously full-on sims like DCS or BMS or I guess IL-2 also counts, but that's really not for fast jets anyway. But those games, I have to be honest with you, are just fucking tedious personally. Like, one of the big benefits of War Thunder is, well, accessibility. It's the fact that it doesn't waste your time more so. You know, in BMS or in I don't know, like fucking what's it called? DCS. There you go. Like if you're doing a cold ramp start, then you need to go through a bunch of stupid hassle to get the plane up and running. Which just why? I'm not here because I want to click buttons. I'm here because I want to fly a plane. No, as far as I know, War Thunder hasn't collabed with anybody thus far. It would be pretty interesting if they collabed with Girls and Panzer, but I don't think they will. As far as I know, they haven't collabed with anybody other than their own creators, and also for decals in a specific scenario. Sorry if you hear people speaking in the background. Some division of imbeciles is making an absolute ruckus under my window. Yeah, basically, but that, as far as I recall, was well. No, actually, that was a full-on collab. Then correct me, they did collab with somebody, except it was a Russian company. So, especially today, I do think a lot of legal regulation is going to have to be overcome for them to collab with anybody. Gaijin is, at the end of the day, still a Russian company, and that means that they're still under the same restrictions as every other Russian company. The sub crashes are so cinematic, I don't know why. Do you mean crashes, like when it explodes? I guess every plane is pretty cinematic when it goes up in flames. Real pyrotechnics show that. Just ask the people in just ask the Ukrainians in 1991. Okay, that was pretty fucking. Well, actually, no, it's 1993, I think. Oh, there are no players in the hostile team. That's interesting. That was very much an overly morbid joke. If you don't know what I'm referencing, good. If you do, I'm sorry. Probably should have been a bit more sensitive about that. I'll admit. Come on, baby, give me $1 billion, $1 billion, $1 million. I'm gonna get 5 fucking backups. This is bullshit. This is rigged. It's rigged. It is actually rigged, but no, no. Should be able to nuke an ARB 1.0, honestly. It would be funny if the equivalent of a nuke was just, oh, here's a 2,000 pound bomb. Have a fun time. How much research? 26,000. Oh god, I can't speak today. Really have trouble speaking for some reason these days. Alright, well, it's good. Yeah, sure, fuck it, why not? It will make the plane a teensy tiny bit better. What's the point of spending if you're not gonna buy? That's what I ask. That's what I ask you, fair men and women of England. I think I might play a couple top ARB matches just because I can. Really, I play the game for fun occasionally. Still, I know it's insane. There are people who still play the game for fun. Honestly, grinding the Rafale has really just removed the wings and made the F-104. Basically, yeah, you're halfway there. We halfway there. But getting to the end of the French tech trait functionally is kind of given me a new view of the game. I'm no longer playing the game to grind out vehicles, because frankly, I don't care to grind out vehicles anymore. I got everything I want. I'm just playing for fun. And excuse me, you're playing for fun. It's a lot different than otherwise. Why can't you have super ace combat maneuvers in War Thunder? Well, the funny thing is, I'm pretty sure even in Ace Combat, the F-104 still flies in a straight line. Like, I think even the devs at Studio Aces, Team Aces, excuse me, couldn't bring themselves to make the F-104 fly. That thing is terrible in every world and reality, even the one where you can sustain a 20G turn. Although I do like it. I like that your reward for finishing the campaign is just an F-104. That's very entertaining. Honestly, I should play Ace Combat 7 again sometime. It's a pretty fun game. What more can be said? Just make more accurate trigger fly it. Honestly, that's kind of the thing. War Thunder is kind of the only game I can think of beyond Ace Combat in which you can actually, pretend to be a Super Ace pilot and fly. Because in DCS, it's so fucking boring and obnoxious that you're not gonna get an ace in a single game if you try. But in War Thunder, you can pull very cool stunts. But it's still complex enough that it doesn't feel like, uh, it's a complex game. Oh god, 13% packet loss. Oh lord, sub 20 frames, sub 30 frame rate, and 8% packet loss. I am terrified. I am actually terrified. Basically, yeah, the thing is, DCS is kind of forsaken being a good video game so that it can jerk off about how every Switch does something, because yeah, that's what I play video games for, so I can click switches, not, you know. Uh, DCS fundamentally appeals to a completely different fantasy than games like War Thunder or Ace Combat. Ace Combat and War Thunder are games where the fantasy is you're an ace pilot. You kill hundreds of people, you can take on the entire enemy air force and win. Stuff like that. You either fly it for 30 minutes or you have a sim 1-to-1. Yeah. It's like, it should be uh, a simulation of the fantasy of flight, of the fantasy of being a fighter pilot, and that's a good simulation. It's not a simulation, but it's a good fantasy. DCS isn't catering to that fantasy. DCS is catering to people who really want to pretend they're professional, like paid fighter pilots, but can't. They want to have a simulation of a plane, not of flying a plane. Fundamentally, I think that's the fundamental distinction between the fantasies that both games are trying to accomplish. If you're interested in when carrying AFRAMs, well, it's not AFRAMs, obviously, it's I'm actually not sure what these things are called, like hammers, I think? Anyway, yeah, why I'm carrying hammers is because it's really funny to lob limit people and watch them try to flare it. Alright, you stickhead, where are you? It's, at least to me, very personally funny. How do you get that blue stars camo for the F-106? You automatically get it once you get 6 stars, so I'm about to get it. Literally today you might see me get it. Now, thankfully, even though my team collapsed, the enemy team has decided to slam it into the ground, so I'm fine, yeah. What the fuck are these teams, dog? These teams are just really making your brain feel things, and none of them are good. Oh yeah, we're gonna win this one, easy. Good, good. I'm not against that. Can we not do that, please? Missiles away. You need 6 marks of distinction. Basically, yes. Oh god, here's a goddamn Eurofighter. What the fuck? What do you mean there's a Eurofighter? Nobody told me there was a Eurofighter involved. Oh, fuck that. Also, there's a slight possibility that I have to be banned. What the hell? Get them bad boys out. Let's fucking fly, boy. Bitch, I caught your ass pants down. Get your ass back here, boy. You ain't going nowhere. You're gonna die. Watch it. Watch it. I love the Mika. I love the Mika. The Mika is so good. If they add the Mika ET, the game is gonna get substantially worse, but it's gonna get substantially more fun. It's like the Iris T, but better in every conceivable regard. Where is that sound coming from? What's that thing? What the hell? There's a goddamn guy over here. It's a mono-on-mono fight, buddy, and you're gonna lose it. What did he kill him with? It doesn't say. Fuck, I should have watched, huh? You know what? I could pressure him with one of these. Okay, I should stop fucking around and just actually use the missiles. Catch, buddy! 500 people on Earth actually exist. Oh god, nearly crashed that one. Oh no, get back here! Stop! God damn, why is it this hard to fucking flare something? Okay, good. Thank you, Lord Dawn. That's good. Nice. Is he still not dead? Motherfucker! Oh no, you don't. Get your ass back here. Why can't I lock him? Oh, because he's falling. Alright. Oh, you know what I can do? Watch it, retard. Watch it. Now we watch the fireworks burn. Get him! Get him! Get him! Get him! No! It missed! It missed! It fucking missed! I saw it go through him! I saw it! When the content creators, I think some can get it as early as tomorrow. The ones that obviously don't just request and have Gaijin give it to them. I nearly killed him. I nearly killed him with an ass ram. You saw it. You saw the missile go through him. I was so... God damn it, I'm so angry now. I'm butthurt. I will admit I'm butthurt. The way the content creator sponsor program works is they can request a vehicle depending on how large their channel is and what they're doing, and Gaijin may or may not give them the vehicle to try out for a limited time, or sometimes to even keep it, usually not. However, that's usually... Those videos are probably going to come out tomorrow when most people can get it. But since the goes up, why can't it hunt down? Why can't hunt down? Oh, fucked up. That's fucked up. No, what's fucked up? That's fucked up. I got 13,000. I didn't... Oh god, I nearly grinded the entire fucking Rafale in this period. That's terrible. I'm sad. 25,000, baby. Only 10,000 more to go. Jesus Christ. That's terrible. That is terrible. I managed to nail a guy in the head with an ass ram. I'm gonna keep calling them ass rams. They're very clearly not ass rams. An ass ram is a completely different missile. However, it's either that or hammers because AASM and SSMs are not gonna be in my vocabulary. Sorry to break it to you. My brain is way too limited for that. What are they called? I don't know. It's very funny seeing people try to flare what's effectively an extended range Maverick. AASMs, there you go. AASM 250s. I love firing AASM 250s at people because it's very entertaining seeing them try to flare a TV seeker. Which is probably what I'm going to be saying when they inevitably add the Iris T and Mika ET to the game, for aircraft at least. I mean, it's already in-game for some vehicle, for ground vehicles, but... Well, it's going to completely retard gameplay of top tier even more to the point that getting within 10 kilometers automatically means you lose, but... I mean, when you're fighting Rafale, you already automatically lose anyway. It's not like it makes a hell of a lot of difference. Missiles? Ready. Let's see if somebody is going to be a silly Billy and try to fly into me. Which is usually a terrible idea for a very good number of reasons. Can you stop firing missiles at me, buddy? Fucking fire the... God damn it, fuck it. We're just gonna do this. I just saw that thing go. Go by. Oh lord. That's gotta be one of the most terrifying things in game, just seeing the missile flying ahead. What the hell? How many are you gonna fire at me, for fuck's sake, dude? This dude is dumping his entire stock of ordnance only on getting me. Like, calm down, bro. It's not that bad. I'm not that big of a threat. Like, bro thinks I'm an Avengers level threat if I don't immediately die. No, not you. I can't see him. What the fuck? There's... The Su-30 is still fucking here. Oh, he's dead. I was about to lose it. I mean, you can hear it in my voice. I was very close to losing it. That's not gonna pull him, buddy. Hee 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 hee. Ha ha. Yeah, the entire division of Rafales is ganking you. That's not gonna end well. Yeah. What was a guess? The entire enemy team dead. Yeah. Yeah, the entire enemy team is dead. That's also why I don't like this. I don't do anything. What the hell is saying Zam in a fucking game? Stop it. Behave. Shame on you. Endless shame upon thy name. Oh, I can't launch him at just dumb targets. I can launch him at you, though. Please, Lord God, let me fire. I did. I just fired something anyhow. Oh. Wait, I can do this. I can do that. Yes. Yes. Honestly, one of the funniest things is just slamming things with this missile. It's so entertaining. I love it. Where are you flying off to? Oh god, I still have 30,000 RP to grind. What day after? Technically, you can get it tomorrow because the event starts tomorrow, the 25th, for me at least, and I think it's also for your time, at 1 p.m. Or, yeah, it's 1 p.m. So if you can grind 35,000 within whatever amount of time that requires, you can get the F-106. So you can expect them to see them tomorrow afternoon, effectively, depending on what your time zone is, obviously. I'm very smart. I know how time zones work. I don't. Fucked up how that works. I'm so sad. I'm literally shitting incoming right now. I wish there was a way I could bring less than 6 of these missiles into a fight. And not have it be horribly asymmetrical loadout-wise. I think that would be very entertaining. Reduce speed? No, I will not reduce speed. The ground pounding air-to-air kills better for the... well... Depends on how you're playing, what vehicle you're using. Generally... Kinda. I know that's a terrible answer, but... Most of the time, probably, is the most honest answer I can give. What the hell? You don't get more points per se. The points are irrelevant. So the mission points is just the mission score multiplied by game mode and vehicle. There is nothing else to it. It's just that. So anything can work. It's just the usual question of, is it faster? Yes, because bombing is faster. That F-16 still flying? He is. Very strange. Very strange. Oh wait, I finished him off. Thank you. That's the word I also used. Piss off. Oh god, they're firing on me. Does it get... I have no clue, actually. What do you mean there's a missile after me? Okay, that's a much bigger concern. Wait, fuck the naval. I need to see the missile. What the hell has fired that missile at me, and... Where's that missile going? I didn't even know they had simulated naval radars in-game, but apparently the Forrestal does. Fuck you, Forrestal, bitch. It did nothing. It actually did nothing. Is their entire team dead? No, their entire team is dead. I don't know why it's fishing and moaning at me, though. just got hit.
Air, 3 o'clock, high.
I'll have to do something useful now, after battling about the entire game. Oh, they're all dead, basically. That solves things, I guess. You'll get him at whatever this thing's name is. Yep, that should be the last guy then. Nope, there is still a guy somewhere. Oh, directly into the flight deck. Hell yeah. Compartment destroyed. Ahaha. It's still nothing though. Yeah, no, I genuinely didn't get anything. Well, I guess these bombs ain't really meant to. Well, that was climatic. Well, that was. I did kill. How? Yeah, I finished that one guy off. Didn't I? Finish one guy off? Finished off a guy? What the fuck? I wonder if I dumped all 6 ass rams on the target, if I could have taken down at least a cruiser. I mean, I can test it. How many does it take to kill a cruiser? How many ass rams does it take to kill a cruiser? Let's find out. I don't know why I'm looking at this like thinking, oh my god, it's gonna go up any minute now. It's clearly not. I don't know why I'm so hopeful. No, wrong decision. Okay, where the fuck are the ships? They done stole the fucking ships, dog. They stole the motherfucking ships. Where are the ships? Where have the fucking ships gone? Oh, they just spawned in now, apparently. Sorry, what? What did you say? I'll have to look now because I'm a big smart boy. Alright, there we go. Let's look at what you said because you scrolled too quickly and I'm stupid. Ground RP is cooked when the F-35 comes into the game. Absolutely, it is. Oh, only one apparently for the Cologne. Fuck you too, Cologne. I hate Cologne. Destroyer, frigate. How much does it take for a destroyer, then? Does it take more than one? I wonder if anybody intended these to be used as anti-shipping missiles. Probably not. Seems very strange that they would. Like I can just see the missile, the 2D missile PNG. Oh, it's not 2D, obviously, but still. I'm gonna pretend it's a 2D missile PNG. No, you can't. You can't meaningfully destroy a destroyer. Destroy a destroyer. That's right. I'm funny. What the hell? What the motherfucker? What in the motherfucker? Alright, kids, we're gonna see how many fucking ass rams it takes to nail a ship. Does it take 4 ass rams to nail a ship? Does it take 12 ass rams to nail a ship? ship? Does it take 1,000 traps to nail a ship? I'm not sure, and I don't think I care. Look how it chooses which point it's gonna hit. Misses light. My god, it takes so many missiles to kill a ship. What the hell? Like, I understand these aren't big bombs, but still. Surely, it doesn't take that fucking many. Fuck you, buddy. Hopefully it's actually gonna guide in. It's doing some fuck ass shit anyhow. I can't tell what exactly. Get his ass. Oh, come on. Worst player in the map. How dare you? How dare you? I'm clearly the best player anybody's ever seen. It's not even close. I gotta hit. Still die. Well, depends. The game can be very silly about what it considers a kill and not. To be a kill, I don't know. I don't know, my brain don't work no more. Sir, my brain don't work no more. They told me I've been retarded. What does that mean? Who's retarded? Why am I hardened? That's like it with missile. Well, you can always disable the controls to the tail, you know. That's the most annoying stuff, when you just get clipped by something and then suddenly your tail control immediately dies because Gaijin doesn't simulate that most aircraft have redundant control surfaces. Oh, sorry. I'm starting to get tired. What the fuck? Why did that spawn on the ground? What the hell? Oh, everybody spawned on the ground. Well, that's fine then. I don't feel quite as bad. Should I use Afterburner or A9B? What kind of question is that? Honestly, in which situation you're talking about. What the plane I should use? Ah, well, I presume you're asking me whether the plane has an afterburner or A9Bs, in which case afterburners are more. Should I use well, broadly, afterburners are always useful for increasing flight performance, so you should usually take that one. Unless you're fighting like a lot of AI, at which point standoff capability just increases your time to kill. But if you're fighting against other players, you probably ought to be using any aircraft with an afterburner, especially if you're going at high speed and or distance, where it really does start to make a lot of difference. You know, an afterburner is beneficial. Honestly, I'm pretty good with the M9B. If you know how to use them and you don't expect everything to be a kill shot, the M9Bs are pretty good. I like them. Thing is, just people expect, oh, it's a missile. It should automatically do everything I want. No, motherfucker. No, it shouldn't. I hate you and I hope you die. I hate War Thunder. I hate when it doesn't have any. Ah. I hate it so much. I hate it so much. I actually do despise this game so much when it just decides, you know what? No, we're gonna give you 0 frames per second because fuck you, I feel like it. That's why we're gonna do that. It's fuck you, buddy. You're getting a frame show. Just go for a bomber, yeah. Sorry, I'm not paying attention. There's currently missile counting after me. I hate War Thunder when it doesn't give. Worst game ever made. Doesn't give me any. Fuck off. How many missiles are there? The number of missiles that are going to be slamming into the Spanish countryside is going to be biblical. Jesus Christ, that was immensely stupid. I spent the entire match just lying defensively because, oh, fuck you. How many enemy aircraft are approaching rapidly? A few, apparently. That was a bad rhyme, I should commit Sudoku now. Not seppuku, Sudoku specifically. The ancient Japanese practice of committing Sudoku. Very famous in Japanese history. Oh, come on, did they really not get anybody? That's the entire enemy team, isn't it? Yeah, that's the entire enemy team. Motherfucker. They really be going after me, an innocent man. Child. Missiles away. Missiles away. Missiles away. Please don't get in the fucking way. You're gonna die, I promise you. Missiles away. What do you mean hit? It's a 1,000 pound. There's no hits in that motherfucker. It's a 1,000 pounder. How the hell you hit something with a. You know what? Don't think about it. Please get out of the way, Typhoon. I do not want to nail somebody in the head with one of these. No, that's fine, I guess. Yay, 2. Nice people saying to kill me because I play Israel. Wow. The number of people who think that you're of that nation's nationality because, oh, you played it is so silly to me. Like, oh, you play Israel, I bet you're an Israeli. Or, oh, you play France, I bet you're French. Or, you play Sweden, I bet you're Swedish, buddy. Like, nobody ever has played any nation other than their own home country, and anybody else just doesn't exist. Was that you're from Syria? Never heard of you. You're not in War Thunder, not a real country. Sorry. That's just how it works. If it's not in War Thunder, it's not a real country. When will people fucking learn? We gotta push this into people's heads. If your country isn't a War Thunder tech tree, it doesn't exist. Sierra Leone, fake. Fake. Point to me in War Thunder where it says Sierra Leone. That's right, you can't. Not a real country. It's not a real country. Argentina doesn't exist. Does not exist. Super Tenda doesn't exist. Not real. It's not real. It's not a real country. All my knowledge of history comes from War Thunder. That surely will not have negative effects on my perception of history. The frightening fact is there are actually people whose main understanding of history does, at least in part, significantly come from War Thunder. Why did it pull better than A9 for a second? I have no clue. The missiles in War Thunder can be very silly Billy Willy. By which I mean, they usually don't fucking work. missile knows where it is because it knows where it isn't. I never understood if that like comment was made in jest or if somebody actually tried to explain something using that sentence. Honestly, I'm too afraid to check. Check? Czechoslovakia?
Hello. Hello.
You know, my grandpa used to call Czechoslovakia the country because he didn't know it's a country. My grandpa used to be an idiot. You know, old Johnny, they used to say, you suck dick for a day, you a hoe. But you suck dick for a lifetime. You a big dude, you an even bigger hoe. I don't think anybody said that, but I'm gonna pretend they did.
Air, 3 o'clock, low.
That's friendly, apparently. It's showing up on my radar. Wait, it's 140. It can't possibly be that good, can it? It might be that good. This is so stupid.
Air, 3 o'clock, low.
Where'd he go? Where the hell did that man just disappear to? Fucking bullshit. People just disappearing and appearing whenever they want. That is not how games are supposed to be played, Johnny. I can't tell who's winning or losing this match. I'm not sure anybody knows at this point. Multi-jet. I indeed am.
Air, 3 o'clock, low. Lock.
What the hell? No, there are multiple jets coming, apparently. Naval. Naval? What? Naval? Oh, they're AI. Oh, that makes sense. I wonder if it could track. If that thing's gonna track or not. That'd be a very silly question. If that thing tracks, I'm gonna poo my pants. Nope, missed catastrophically. I guess that's not that surprising, is it? What the fuck? Am I missing something about how good these guns are? Well, these missiles, I guess. I should be more clear about my statements. It could be hurtful and hurt people. Watch out, Typhoon. There is a non-negligible chance that there is an actual cruise missile coming towards you, and I'm not trying to exaggerate. There may well be an actual cruise missile coming. Alright, you can just see me fly by. No, it's taking evasive maneuvers. Can't get him. Fuck, he evaded missiles. Goddamn, these aircraft. Well, at least one of them evaded the missiles. Oh, somebody's just taking off. Somebody's just taking off. Mama. I'm gonna nail somebody. I can't put an order for someone. Oh, because there was already people on it. Okay. That does make sense. I'm just gonna go back to slamming him forward with very big missiles. Honestly, they should make a game mode where you just have to use these and nothing else. Quickly fucking fly, get it. No chance, no chance, unfortunately. Fuck, the almost, goddamn. What the fuck? What the fuck? I'm gonna fuck your ass. I'm gonna fuck your ass. Oh, come on. Nothing. I get nothing. I think think I got one kill collectively the past 3 games. Rata didn't die, but still. $500 RP a game, and we're gonna get the pred in 2 to 4 business days. It's not gonna be fun. You're not rank 2. Yes, you're not rank 2. You're rank 3, which means it doesn't really make that much of a difference. I fucking hate this dog. Right. We're in. We're flying. I can't play any more top tier. I really can't. It's horrible. It's terrible. It's psychological torture. My beautiful ass cannot handle this hatefulest evil anymore. I hate this dog. I actually hate this dog. I hate him so much. Oh my god, I hate him. Is this supposed to be during the Ichigo offensive? Because I don't know geographically where Zhengzhou is. Well, it seems to be in the central plain, as far as I can tell, so I can't orient myself, obviously. China's a bit big, in case you're wondering. We were pretty deep inland. I'm gonna get rid of this dog. Oh, target spotted, preparing to eliminate him. Preparing to eliminate his balls from reality. Terrible as I am, cruel in my nature. I shall undo him with my 20mm autocannons, which, on a secondary side note, why does the fucking bomber have 20mm autocannons? What's the plan with that? He shall yearn for death, and I will give him plenty. Again, what is the practical benefit of giving a bomber 20 mils? What are the implications of this for the stock market? How will the trout population cope with this fact? Come here, bitch, I'm coming to get you. I'm gonna get your ass, I'm gonna touch your ass. I'm gonna touch my ass first, and then I'm gonna touch your ass, and you're gonna like it. Terrible, I know. Ow, 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 what the hell? Oh, fuck you, B-25 retard. Well, there I go. Flying around a dirty dog town. Yeah, no, it's safe to say, probably not gonna drop these bombs anytime soon. Well, that's on me for not paying attention. Also, why is some ammo, especially for low-tier handguns, labeled? And other ammo isn't? Like, for most, it's just tracer shell or whatever, but then M8 armor piercing incendiary. Why is there additional designation present? Is there pertinent information that needs to be put across? Which plane do I want to fly? The dog shit doo-doo or the not particularly great but hopefully a bit better doo-doo dog shit? I got the War Eagle. I'm a War Eagle, baby. They call me that because I go to war in an eagle, presumably. I don't know why else they'd call you a War Eagle. Because you get shot down a lot. Funny anecdote. Do you know that the scream that the bald eagle makes is not actually a bald eagle scream? I think it's some kind of brown hawk. Because the actual sounds a bald eagle makes are thoroughly unimpressive because they're used for communication. Why would they be particularly impressive? So film design, well, filmmakers in the early 20th century, when sound was just getting added to film, decided that it was probably not the best to actually let the audience hear what a bald eagle sounded like, because it might hurt national pride and prestige and just make it look stupid. So it was ultimately decided that they would use whatever hawk they used for the actual sound. And so it just stuck in popular culture as that being what a bald eagle sounds like, even though it isn't. It's interesting how film and mass media have started to impact what people presume to be real and the truth. I mean, obviously, I'm not the first one to make note of this. Like, historically, there's been many people who have very much had more complete arguments about this. I don't think you come to a YouTube stream expecting deep philosophical thought. Certainly not a War Thunder YouTube stream, but it is interesting to think of the various ways in which pop culture and mass culture has influenced the way people perceive history. On some level, War Thunder as well. For instance, I think for a lot of especially more obscure vehicles, the way people think of them and interpret them and their capabilities and their designs stems from War Thunder and not actual history, which on one hand, I'm sure there are many aircraft and tanks which would never know the light of day and be known only by like actual source experts, like people whose job it is, historians whose explicit job it is to to categorize armored history and wouldn't be known to the wider public. But then how does that knowledge compare to the real life knowledge? You know, if your main knowledge of a vehicle is from War Thunder, take the F-106 for instance, it's today mostly a forgotten aircraft because the only time most people would have seen the F-106 flying en masse would have been roughly about 20 minutes before they stopped existing. So rightfully and thankfully, the F-106 these days remains a mostly unknown aircraft that never really saw operational use. It saw plenty of operational use, but never saw combat, never was widely documented. Again, because if it did, it would be the end of the world, but still. So I'm interested in the way that people's perception and thinking about the F-106 is going to change, or if it's going to change, as more people talk about it and think of it because of its presence in War Thunder. Are people going to think that the design choices that have been made were well informed or not because of how the vehicle performs in game? I think that's a very interesting question. I think there's actually a lot to ask there and a lot of genuinely valuable commentary that can be taken away from that. For instance, are people going to know that this is an interceptor? I don't know. In War Thunder, it's gonna fly and it's gonna be labeled as a fighter, and there are no interceptors in War Thunder. There are some, they're functionally just fighters. and there are none at the tier the F-106 is going to be added to. So the question then becomes, are people going to remember it as the ultimate interceptor, or is it going to be remembered mostly as a fighter? As some weird US fighter? Similar to the F-20, for instance. The F-20 Tiger Shark is also let's be real here, mostly forgotten aircraft because it just never saw mass use. For both good reasons and very non-good reasons, which is to say Lockheed Martin existing. There have been a lot of things that can be said about that, good and bad, and I'm not here to defend or attacking anyone here. I'm just saying, for instance, I'm sure people's perception of what War Thunder's F-20 is represented as changed what people think of it. Watch these poor fools that realize I stole the kill. I'm so evil. I'm such an evil man. Oh my god, I'm so evil. That's one of my favorite things. Seeing people way over eager to get a kill. And for me to have stolen it like 2 minutes beforehand. It is entertaining, you do have to admit. Fuck you. Oh, you come to face me, you fool. Then it will be your doom. Fuck, got a hit and nothing more. Pull him into a vertical. Let's see if he's gonna try to follow. No, he isn't, because he's stole himself out, effectively. I don't know what your plan here was, but good on you, I guess. Hope you had a fun time. Alright. Where's the rest of the enemy team? Dead. The rest of the enemy team is dead. Very, very dead. I'm not gonna pretend that's me being an excellent gamer. That was pretty much just the enemy flying into my bullets. But you can't say it's not pretty fucking fun. Hell yeah. How far away are we? 5,000 RP away. Oh, I actually got a fair amount. That's pretty good. That, in case you're wondering, was me beating the fuck out my clanker son, who I hate. Goddamn clanker. Lovely stoner at Twitch. What the fuck is that supposed to be? I hate my Chud Clanker son. I hate him so much. He is a metallic bag of bolts and screws that has no use in this world, and I hate him. You think in 20 years' time people are actually gonna abuse AI just because they fucking can?
Pull up.
I mean, there are already mentally ill people who think they actually marry an AI, so they're quite enough, unfortunately.
Air. 3 o'clock. High.
Actually, did you read about them?
Pull up. Pull up.
What did he say?
Air.
No,
3
fuck off.
o'clock. Low.
Good luck, boys. Okay, imbecile is promoting himself. Then he says, say the whole thing then. Yes, sir. Lovely stoner goons on stream. You know, I'm not gonna think about it. Also, why is my frame rates just not there? Why has it stopped existing? Deep questions with me. Why the why doesn't it work? But there's a missile behind me, Johnny. Oh my god. Oh god, we're not doing too well. Ah, my frame rate's doing even worse though. Good to know.
Pull up. Over G. Over G. Lock. Over G. Over G.
Nuke that motherfucker. Kill his ass. There's a motherfucking guy there. Oh my god, we're playing at 24 frames a second.
Pull up. Lock. Lock.
No, not into the fucking
Pull
hill.
up.
Bastard missile. I hate it. I hate these
Pull up.
missiles. Why are they there?
Lock.
Just for me to suffer. Why are we here? Just to suffer? Just to suffer the consequences of War Thunder's abysmal balancing? Probably is. But come back here. Don't run away from me. Bitch, come back here.
Lock.
I want to nail you with a missile. Oh, come on. Hi, you fucker.
Lock.
Right. Fuck. No, he's gonna outturn the missile. Right. Look. Now you have fully pissed me off. That's on you. Fuck you. Oh, hell nah, dog. What the fuck? He's gonna fire everything he's got at me. I hate War Thunder players so much. Why are you an imbecile? You actual abysmal hard piece of shit. Fuck you. I hate it. I genuinely hate him. How? How can you get nailed with a Mika, have everything disabled, and you can still fire a missile at me? Fuck you. Assholes. Hm. I'm angry. I'm very angry. I'm the angriest motherfucker that's ever goddamn lived, boy. Alright, one more sim game. Hopefully not gonna double my blood pressure and then we're done. Anything that isn't fucking Tunisia or Denmark. No. Damn me then. Fuck that. I guess we're doing this. Yeah, what do I need? Like 2,000 points or some shit? Probably. What's that? You didn't immediately drop the deck? Well, fuck you then. I guess you're gonna have to die. Guess you're just gonna have to die then. It's video games. Video game designs in my patch. War Hunger 2018. I'm still not over it. I'm never gonna be over it. That was my kill. I killed him fair and square with my missiles. He had no right to kill me with this missile. Now you complaining about? And also, why are you giving me a bra? I don't know what your azimuth is. Actually, it is very strange when you're giving target information. I guess the azimuth would be relative, but no, it can't be. It's 330. But the target's meaningfully changed. Okay, so where 330 would be there. Oh, it is actually 330, alright, there. 500 meters. That's somewhere around there. I guess it is giving me a bra then, huh? That probably sounds extremely strange out of context. Giving me a bra, yes. Uh, bra is an acronym. I don't recall exactly for what, basically just the distance, height, target. Except it doesn't give me a distance to target, only a... Actually, it doesn't give me anything. It only gives me a distance to target and an azimuth. Oh, it's a J8. Oh god. Well, a J8 can be a decently dangerous plane in the right hands. And not... apparently not in this guy's hands, though. That being me. That was my culprit. Let's see where the target is. There it is. Right next to the airfield. Good. Just what we want. God damn it, mosquito. I'm trying to... If you're interested in why I'm doing whatever the hell I'm doing currently, getting closer and further away from the mic, the answer is I'm trying to nail a mosquito. The hell there be motherfuckers flying at me, dog. Apparently very indecisive with flying too. Please let me drop my fucking ordnance, game. I'm God's strongest soldier. I should be allowed to drop my ordnance right about now. I flew fucking straight. Why am I not being allowed to drop? Am I flying straight? Where did I fly? I flew over the fucking target. And it just didn't blow. Oh. This game. Stop! I'm actually gonna die to a missile here just for the game. Yup. Yup, fuck. Fuck you. Fuck. Actually go fuck yourself. Retarded video game systems. Actually fuck that. You're very spicy today. Don't know why. Probably the latent hate in my heart, giving me everything I want. Although I swear I mean, you can hear me slamming the space key. I should have been Throwing that missile away a long time ago, but missile bomb should have thrown that bomb away a long time ago, but nope. So it really just insists of wrong time inputs. What the hell is that? Johnny, we gotta get the MiG-21s flying mildly quickly. Not particularly quickly, just that's the ground! Yes. that that's usually the ground. Once it's C3. Well, he's fucking there, I guess. My man is just fucking there, I guess. What the fuck? Is she allowed to do that? The fuck? That's a carrier. Bet you could spawn in it and if the game gave a shit. Yes, I understand that he's there. You don't need to continuously screech at me about it. I do understand that there is a target that might be worth engaging here. Please don't slam into the fucking ground missile. Good, thank you. Good Christian missile. Kills Waha. Kills Kafir Kur. What? Mashallah. Well shot. You know what? Fuck it. We're dropping bombs on a moving ship. I'm done. I'm not going for that base. You can fuck off with that. And this stupid A10 is gonna steal all the kills anyway, so what difference does it make? Fuck my retarded shud life. Oh my god. Anybody behind me? As far as I can tell now. Let's not test it. Oh, he just got shot down by something. Well, that solves that problem. How's that 2-second fuse work on the ship? I guess we're about to find out if it does work or not. Ow! Bitch! No, they just sink into the ground and do nothing. Oh well. You know what? I could take this thing in a full air loadout. They say full air, like marginally air to air loadout. I mean, it's an air to air loadout, fair enough, but you know, the Mirage F1 is not very good in air to air. It very much exemplifies the bomber part. A fighter bomber. As in, it can technically do both, but you really probably don't want it to. I'm the second guy to try to bomb the ship. That's funny. There's apparently an enemy signature quite close to me. Switch over to Super 530s just in case. Let's get a shorter scan angle as well to get the guy if he's anywhere. Apparently he is, and he's flying speedily to the right. Let's not try to crash into the ground though, that probably wouldn't be fun. Oh, there he is. I guess that will be him probably. Please stop doing that, game. I'm gonna get your ass. I'm gonna touch your toes. I'm gonna lick your toes. I'm gonna lick your motherfucking toes, bro. I'm gonna lick your toes. Your toes are gonna get licked. Your toes are gonna get licked. I'm gonna lick your toes. And many other things to that note. Your toes are getting licked, boy. There is no running away from it. No. SU-39 is one. What the fuck? What the hell were you doing? Toes have been successfully licked. I repeat, toes have been licked. Johnny, confirm licked toes. Scratch one bandit, toes have been licked. I repeat, toes have been licked. Scratch one bandit. Nick 21 apparently, that's probably the J8. That thing gets radar missiles, doesn't it? Well, it'd be fucking weird if an interceptor didn't. Multiple targets, north. Just apparently. What the fuck? Hopefully that J doesn't touch me in an inappropriate way. That'd be terrible. Right, we definitely have some fucker coming up to meet us. There is definitely a guy somewhere around here. And I am not trying to find out where he is. Well, I'm actually trying to really find out where he is with my dart. That's probably him if I had to guess. Yep, that was a guy that just went down. That's not good. Let's see if he sees me. Although I definitely see him. Please let me fucking lock him. It's not that difficult, goddammit. Where is he? There. I saw him. Fucking let me lock you. Where's that idiot of friendly gone? Oh, there, probably. Probably not gonna have enough time to pull in, likely. Yeah, no, not if he does that, whatever he just did. Where did he go? I can't... I got one missile left, and that guy's... The useless things that are pretending to be my teammates have nearly a clue where they've gone. Oh, that's where he is. He's made a white turn. Moving in to engage, but he's seemingly fixated on the other guy, so good on him. MiG-23, that's an even bigger problem. Right, somebody has just died, and I'm not sure it's friendly. It does seem to be a friendly. Okay, good. Even I know, good. a missile at him already. He's too close. Maybe I could try to make him fly high, but only had magic too still. Might not have gone that badly. Fortunately, seems unlikely. He does seem to be flaring and is probably aware of me. Best thing I can hope to do is force him into an overshoot. Or he can just do that, yes. Or he can immediately try to fly down. Well, that's also a possibility. Let's see if it's gonna impact. Yes, okay. Thankfully, he for some reason decided to fly high. And not shaft or flare at all. Which is a very strange choice, I do have to admit. My Micon? Yes, it is. Fortunately, I guess. Fortunately enough. Enough friendly kills to classify this as a war zone. Jesus Christ. The enemy team seemingly is more of an enemy to themselves than me. What the fuck are you doing, you imbecile? Drop down, goddamn you stupid aircraft. Jesus. What the hell was that dipshit doing? Where is he? Conta fucking Narnia, apparently. Let's try to get 2,500 and I'm done. Yeah, there are no bases to bomb, so I guess I'm just gonna have to keep getting kills now. Oh, woe is me, I'm just gonna have to play the game in the most interesting way. Butler, my steak's too juicy. My filet mignon too fucking nice. Please take a shit with a bomb in it. Wow. If you insist. And we should be starting to rotate right around here. Take off in... Oh, we already took off. Good. That was smooth. Turns out when you don't have enough ordnance on your plane to count as a small fucking building, to count as a small arsenal, I should say, you tend to fly a lot better. Who would have guessed? Alright, hopefully I can get like 2 more kills, that'd be fine. I wouldn't be against that. You know, I think that'd be quite reasonable even. MiG-23 apparently. Well, that's probably him. Oh god, he is really, really highlighting himself here. Not sure he knows what he's doing. Not sure he knows where he's going either. You're getting a strong return on him, whatever he's doing, but maybe going to the deck. Which means I'm probably not going to be able to shoot him down pretty efficiently. This is the way. bunch of tanks off and get into a fight. Where am I currently? Oh, I'm directly in their airfield. Probably shouldn't be doing that. There's apparently MiG-23 directly ahead of me. And MiG-21 directly to my east? Question mark? Probably taken off, I guess. Probably don't want to engage somebody, it's just taken off unless I have to. That seems like a scummy thing to do. I'm not gonna do it. I thought the J8 was supposed to be a Chinese derivative of the Su-15, but apparently no, it's not. Apparently it's a domestic aircraft. Unless I've been reading some stupid sources, which, you know, in this world, that's not rare thing. That's not rare at all, actually. Yes, I get it, thank you. Oh god. Stop it. Fly normally, stop it. He's directly stop it, I guess. We have an MLD flying, it seems. Not gonna be flying for long. I mean, I wouldn't try to notch a Mantra 530 either. If all I had was a shitty cat brain antenna either. There is a J8 though, that's probably the thing that was hounding at me before. Yes. Oh, would you look at that target? That is a target, yes. Please tell me that's a target, not friendly. That is a friendly. Fucking course it's friendly. Cause I had to double check that. That would have gone terrible. Wait, there's a J8 directly. There's a fucking MiG-23 behind me though. That's somehow even worse, I'd say. No, there's a J8 that just flew overhead. What the fuck? Where's that guy? Oh. Oh, for fuck's sake. Right, hopefully he's gonna disengage and let me re-engage in my own terms. Because otherwise it's not gonna be... Nope, nope, he is most certainly fucking not. I might be having to force an overshoot in a minute, because that guy's probably gonna get me. That was way too close for comfort. He seems to be not pitching up as much as I am, so that should be fine. I think I'm gonna out-energy him just because he's a swingman. Unless I start going down, that'd be bad then. That's a stupid A-10. Where is he gone to? No, that's not stupid. That is a stupid A-10. Where the fuck is that MLB gone? Where in the fuck is that MLB? There, apparently gone to a dogfight with him. Thank God for enemies not having object permanence, I'd be fucking dead. That's the enemy, that's the target then. Missiles away. Fuck, missed. Will this plane fly normally? God fucking damn it. What are you goddamn doing? Wait, no, that's not the enemy, is it? Oh, that seems to be confusing my radar as to who the hell the enemy is in this situation. Oh, that's the F5E. Well, good that he's there, because I wouldn't have been all too keen to fight him. Fuck you, Firestone. I ain't falling for that trick twice. Alright, where's that J8 gone? I'm gonna have to leave after this, so. All the same how it ends. Let's just let the core temperature go down a teeny tiny bit. Right. Let's re-engage. Oh, or you can just die. Well, that's also a possibility, yes, I admit. Didn't think of it. I really wish that J8 stop hiding and come and throw away slime against me. That'd be nice. I died 2 times already. Damn, didn't know. Right, well, I mean, after I get this, it should be fine. What the fuck was that? Oh god. That's scary. That's scaring me a lot. I do not like that fact. Where's the missile? Where's the missile gone? Where's the missile gone? Where's the target? There, it's locked something. I can't tell what. It's not telling me what I'm locking up. Oh, it's a friendly, apparently. It seemed to be a fucking friendly. Oh, oh, it is a friendly, okay. Gotta hit the rudder of Floric in this thing, it's so ass. It's abysmal. Oh, there is a guy just flying dead ahead. If it isn't Mr. Johnny there. Yes, it is. Right, well, you shouldn't have done. Personal recommendation of mine. Don't. There you go. Damn, the number of people who do not bring shaft in Sim is very high. Well, it's either that or the Matra 530 is working. I'm not going to believe that anytime soon. Alright, 2,700. Off the land, and then I'm done. I look like a fucking cave troll by the end of this with my posture. Also, after I get the F-106, do not expect me to be streaming much War Thunder. I am so done with this game. The most intense gameplay you've ever damn seen. I fire a missile at the person and they explode. That's it. That's the entire game. Ben Guil. They used to call me that in high school. Ben Giluf. What the fuck is that? What kind of name is that? The fuck's been making Arabic names? They just be making anything at this point. Fuck me. They just be calling anybody anything at this point. Fuck me. No FIV, what the hell? Graham Martin, 86. Let people that just put their name as the username. Hi, Mr. Graham Martin, unless it's a reference to something, but it doesn't seem to be. That seems very much to be just be his name. I love people like that. Like, yeah, sure. What am I gonna use? I could make something up where I could just use my exquisite God-given first name. None of that pagan tripe, those second names, that heretical dog shit. Christ, this game needs longer runways, honestly. I mean, how am I supposed to land on a runway that's only 2.5 kilometers long? Like, let's be real here, people. What the hell is making that sound? Sounds like it's coming from there, but I can't tell where. It's a man, I think. We're taking off, I can't tell. Oh, that guy, that's guy making the noise. They should make a mode where you can step out the cockpit and just walk around. That'd be good. Also, fun fact, you know your head clips into the canopy on a lot of Japanese aircraft planes. This guy just never bothered to fix that, apparently. Anyway, that's my intelligent tangenting. God, I think we're done here. I think we're done here. I think we're done here, bro. Yeah. Have a nice one. Oh my god, it's gonna be 20,000 RPM. SO, excuse me. Oh my god. Tiffany, I'm gonna get so much money. Right. Okay, so yep, I've got enough. Anyway, see you. Have a good one. Or don't. Up to you, really. I'm not your dad and I'm not gonna control you. Has the music